Welcome back to the new season of DPL. I am Zombie Bacon. I'm here with Sick Gamer. How are you doing, Sick?
I feel pretty good.
Now, we are going into our second game of the day now. We're going to be watching HAASTIG versus Gnomes. So HAASTIG, new team on the block, first in the upper league this season. And Gnomes, been in upper league for a little while now. Sort of old heads in the game. Some exciting people to see. Now, Sick, I didn't get to watch all of last game. What were your opinions on last game? How'd it go?
I gotta say it was very sad seeing how it was a stomp. The most just the easiest way to say it. It was not in LCG's favor, and it was very rough. But you could see these moments where they were kind of doing well and here and there. But it definitely showed that Yakuza was playing very dominant, and you could actually see some of the rounds that LCG got was because Yakuza was being a little overconfident in some of those, and got a little riskier than they probably should have.
You know, that's a good point. But when you're Yakuza, you're the second best team in the league, and I don't think that's really contested at all. Playing against LCG, who they looked good last season. Season 3, when they went in the upper league, they didn't win a single game. So I think people like the style and flex on LCG just a little bit. But going into that, I knew Yakuza was going to come out of it, so I didn't tune in as much as I probably should have. But it's good to hear that LCG got some work in. Now, I think a similar thing is going to happen here. I think Hostig have a huge edge over Gnomes going into this just based on how they performed against GB last week. So they did get 4 rounds on GB. Unfortunately, they did get stomped out in game 2, but in game 1 they put up a really good fight, and we actually have some really strong players, some old players like Boss Jr., Tetra, and some new ones. We're actually seeing Trickle come back, I think.
Oh,
So we're
really?
also going to
Damn.
see. Also, I think it might be a different Trickle. I can't tell. I never had Trickle on my friends list, but
No, it is the same
Candy.
Trickle. He's still friended with me.
Okay, well, I was gonna say because then Dr. Candy has also been playing very well. He's a new player, new streamer, and then we look at the Gnomes lineup. Now, Gnomes had a very strong lineup, and this is definitely a mix-up. So we see Merchant, Sleep, Station, who's new to the community, puts out some dope meme videos. Highly recommend you go check that out. Really cool dude. We're gonna see Skoog, and then we have the return of Keihaku Shinwa. Um, sort of the unicorn of due process right now. I'm a little worried. I don't personally feel I don't see a lot of strong um, chance for a lot of game knowledge to be applied. I'm not sure who's going to be IGLing on Gnomes today. If it's Merchant, that leaves me a little worried. Merchant's a great player, in my opinion, not the strongest IGL in the league, particularly when you look at Hashtag, which also, while not top tier IGL, it's a lot more organized and a lot more mainline than when the roster that Gnomes is fielding today.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah, I think we'll definitely see. I think in Hosting itself, it's a lot of the players there are very good individual talent. So I'm interested to see on how they really, or not, is that, no, I'm sorry. A lot of individual talent. So I'm interested to see how they really play together here.
Absolutely. I think obviously think the standout going into this are going to be Skoog and Merchant. Um, just immediately, I think those two players are the ones you have to watch out for. They're really high value assets in terms of hosting and who they want to hit first. But if I were them, I wouldn't be too worried about Station or even really Sleep. I would be much more concerned about where I think Gnomes is going to fall apart is if you're able to interrupt that plan, particularly when they're attacking. Hostig here is really good at, as we saw in the GB game, adjusting their tempo. They definitely fell apart to some of like GB's really strong cohesion, but again, that's a team that's played together forever, best players in the league. A lot of factors going into that, but I think Hostig here has the creative edge over Gnomes in a lot of ways, and I hope that comes through a lot more than it was able to in the GB game.
I think we'll see some of that. Yeah, I didn't. I saw you were casting that game. I think last time, and I missed it. And I was a little sad I missed it because I saw the score afterwards, like 7-4. I was like, someone did 4 against GB, and I was like, this is a team I hadn't really heard of, and I think it's Hastings is new this season, correct?
Hostig is fairly new, so they actually relegated up because, if I remember correctly, two teams, Lotus and then also Kickflip, didn't want the spot in Upper League. After OC disbanded, that was a power void. Again, I played for OC, so I'm a little, you know, that's my guys. And then a lot of my teammates went on to Lotus, So if my understanding is correct, both of us turned down that spot, and then HAASTIG was the ones who got relegated up because they played very well. I think they have a lot of potential, but definitely they need to prove themselves here. I think a lot of people would argue that they haven't earned the spot, and I think we're going to be able to see them here play against a team that is equal, if not a little lower than them, sort of in the power rankings. And I'm excited to see what they do versus because every time you go up against GB, unless you're Yakuza, you're going to be a little worried.
Yeah, when you go up against GP, it's not really like, oh, did you win it? Just how many rounds did you get off? And getting 4 is still very noble, especially in that first game.
Yeah, I mean, 4 is a lot better than most do. Now, going beyond that, here we are starting on Odin Mamba, Kill House map. This is a map that's been in the game for a long time at this point. However, it does actually get changed decently by the presence of Omni Bomb. So it presents you with a lot more areas to be able to defuse bomb from, because you used to have to, bomb used to face eastward. So you had to defuse in presence of these windows. Now you can pull off some cheesy stuff, as we see Merchant already drawn out these lines for watching the defuse that they may want to be careful of. So one of the plans that I'm actually a big fan of on here is taking Hall, because if you're able to watch this window, you can safely defuse right here, and you cannot be seen from any of the windows or really even any of the wall bangs, because we're dealing with a brick house here, so these walls are not wall bangable. They have to come through that green door. However, looks like Gnomes here going for the brick house take. Personally, not a huge fan of that just because of pillbox and everything. But what's great about it is it does protect you again from that wall bangs that I've already mentioned, because they're thick walls. You're going to need something like a knack to go through that. And we see this flashes are planned out really well. Looks like they're going to be wanting to swing into pillbox here first, as well as taking all of this. So nade seeing marked there. Only thing I'm going to be worried about here for Gnomes is, again, these spots they've marked out. We do see HAASTIG going for a really hard green hold. Now, it'll be really interesting to see how they are able to rotate this into a defense that more directly addresses that brick house take as we get into the round.
Mm-hmm. And we see a smoke. That's the smoke. I don't... I guess maybe that'll help. That might have been a little bit of a distraction or something like that, because it's not going to last long enough for them to really, I think, get use of it, I don't think. And also, I think it's maybe oh yeah, the charge goes out in brick house, but we have Shriekle in there with Mop and Green. I think it's going to go rotate over to that little courtyard in there. And yeah, flashes, I think it's 3 flashes in brick house.
Makes sense.
That is, there's brick house, but no one's there, sadly. And Kenshin managed to get the shot on boss and take that out. So their green is pretty much clear. I think Candy needs to be going that way. He might be trying to see and like lock that off in case they go that way, but they aren't trying to go that way because the Molly keys them there out. Some Texas Red trying to get some damage in there. They get all 3 into that kitchen. Some flashes go out. They manage to get in and get Texas Red. And hello, ladies and gents, is taking out Scooch and Station Tim's out. Hello. And we see Dr. Candy trying to get, using those windows we were talking about, takes out Station there, and is trying to see what he can get done on the Merchant there, but Merchant's on the other side of that bomb, so they can't really do anything unless they really go in, and they don't have the time, and the round goes to Gnomes.
Yeah, really bad hold there from HAASTIG. I don't know why Shriekle took the mop and ran into the close quarters angle here. If he had just played these windows, I don't think Gnomes would have won that round. So we saw Merchant there defusing in the corner. Really easy to see, particularly with that mop, although thankfully they're saving. Dr. Candy getting a 2K. Really strong team play there from Gnomes. And just on the note there, I think the smoke is actually meant to protect and sort of give away that they may be taking Hall. That's what it's supposed to be the fake out on. Because that smoke's really good if you take that Hall, because it blocks out really well that angle from Brick House into that Hall window, so then you can take Office.
Mm-hmm.
So that's really the goal of that smoke, is the fake out, and then of course they go through Brick House and get all those kills. And then
I was wondering because it was like, yeah, they're not really going that way, so I don't really know. So yeah, if it's a fake out, that makes a lot more sense.
Gotta use more of that brain power stick. I know you got it in there.
You got to do those big brain plays, or, you kick red doors that aren't there. I love messing with the other team on that.
Now, C-Store Pasture King. This is an interesting C-Store map. We've had it for a little bit. We've seen sort of a few different takes on it, but generally the consensus that I see is that a freezer take is either really good, combining that with a storefront take, because this is a good map to double charge. I don't believe that's what we're going to see from Gnomes, though. However, being a C-Store, of course, that double door wall charge straight in, not a bad choice, because Teller here, the Teller hole, unlike most other C-Store maps, is not a defensive play for the bomb. So what you're able to do is if you're able to just get in this corner right here after you take freezer, and then just have someone watching that teller, you're able to hold these arcade and fridges angles from long, and you're just able to safely defuse. And the only thing you have to really worry about there are some like molly long arms and stuff like that.
I don't know. You see? I mean, I think you see it. They're putting a lot of flares down. Do they think they're gonna go for power or something like that?
Well, I think what they might actually want to do is I see office take sometimes, but I think the arcade power is actually more to counter the teller take for button, because
Oh,
again,
right, yeah.
power big reactivity play here. Generally on C store, if you think they're going to try and go teller at all, you want at least one person on teller, because if you hit that power, um, cuts off that ability to be able to open all the shutters. And beyond that, C store is actually not a bad map to play in the dark as a defender. Your angles are really close up, so you don't actually have a lot of that like just pitch black occlusion that you get in dark on factory and stuff like that.
Yeah, that makes sense. We see
They
they
hit
pick
the
that
shed kick.
shed door. Just to get some mind games in there, and the bomb goes out. Looks like they're going in. We see Boss Jr. try and get a molly in there. It's a little off course, but they're still gonna not go in it. Hello is trying to move in there, trying to see if he can maybe get some. I think he's gonna get ready for them to try and go in, hiding in that smoke there. Some shots go out, not really anything connecting. Another molly goes out. Merchant is trapped in that left there. Hello trying to get some damage, but gets taken a little damage himself and runs away. And they're still not going in. Sleep is getting in there. We see a flash trying to get the teller, and Trigo's trying to get some damage.
Why
But
would
gets
you
taken
peek
out by
that?
Sleep. And we see tons of crossfires going through here. Hello gets taken out by Station. Dr. Candy gets a switch, and Boss Jr. runs it and gets Station there. There. We see Texas Red trying to gun through there. We see Dr. Candy takes out Sleep. Texas Red gets taken out by Merchant, and now it's a 2v1 with Boss Jr. in that teller, trying to see what he can get done. Kenshin is on that bomb. I think he needs to start,
Just stick it from the corner.
just start defusing it. Merchant's got him held there. Yeah, I think that's what they're gonna do. Boss is gonna see what he can do, try and open the door, maybe see if he can swing on Kenshin and then keep Merchant out. But I think he's just gonna save it, or he's gonna go a little late and get taken out by Kenshin.
Yeah, I mean, just sort of real fallout of communication there on both teams. I don't know how Dr. Candy got all the way through here with Keihaku up here holding that lane. That shouldn't have been allowed to happen. Treacle should not have pushed that teller hole. Just a bad idea. And then it seemed like they had the right idea, but they stuck bomb too early because Sleep was actually not in a position where he could hold that teller door effectively. So I believe on that map, teller door swings out to the left, and it doesn't do anything unless you can, shoot him through the tiny crack, which obviously I don't think Sleep was able to do.
Mm-hmm. We saw some. I still think it's funny. Merchant got locked in that sideway with the molly there. They really took their time getting in there, but both those mollies they ended up throwing were not actually keeping them out. They could have just run right. So I think it's kind of funny that they ended up staying out, respecting those mollies like harder than they probably should have.
Well, I disagree with that. I think actually that's what you want to do there. For the reason being is that by respecting those mollies, you actually take fights that you're more likely to win, particularly on a C store. So you let them waste their utility because more importantly, they're using it on you at the entrance and not on you at the bomb, which in that particular C store I feel like is the much larger threat. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and beyond that, you're better as an attacker to take long range fights on a C store. 9 times out of 10, they're not going to be bringing a mop. They might bring like a Legros, but you're not going to really see like those. We did see one big KR, but you're not going to see the big KRs, the Ingmars, and a lot of those long range guns comes out. A lot of teams right now tend to favor those close quarters, Grubers, shotguns, even on those C stores. So I understand why they wait. I think the meta now really calls for is not a push meta. You don't push through those mollies. You blow the door and you wait. Because there's no reason to be pushing through mollies if you don't have to, even if it's a bad one, unless I just don't see like heavy offensive plays being the take right now. So as we see entrance, Keihaku Shinwa is going to be bringing that saber, doing all this work on the entrance himself. I like that. Looks like they're going to be doing a 4-man through loans to push towards button. Now, this will be really interesting to see how this unfolds. I see most teams go for like a heavy accounting hold, and it looks like that's exactly what HAASTIG's going to go for. Texas Red bringing out that auto shotty. Tetra with the knack. Great call. Dr. Candy's seems to have really filled the role of the KR player for HAASTIG, and man, has he been killing it. Getting a few kills every once in a while. Really good plays. Treacle with the mop. I'm surprised he's not playing in Teller. I'm not a huge fan of this angle because you're just going to get flashed out of that. Especially, we have the ability to know that they are also going through green. So Treacle here is really going to get pinched out without really gaining much.
Yeah,
Why
it's
did you
gonna be a
volley
little.
that?
I don't. I think he's
Yeah,
trying to find
it
some way
wasn't
to
open
do
yet.
there.
It wasn't
Yeah.
open yet, though.
Oh yeah, no, it wasn't. What are you doing?
Yeah, a little weird. Treacle playing this awfully close. Gonna get flashed here probably soon.
Yeah, flashes are starting to go out. We see Sleep open that thing in the back. Oh, Dr. Candy gets a bunch of damage on Sleep in there.
Oh,
You know where he's
Treacle
going.
gets the kill.
Treacle actually managed. Yeah, he gets a kill out there. He's running away. Kenshin takes out Treacle. He had no way to real rotate there unless he tried to went up, but Sleep's there ready for him anyways. We can see them try and lock down that hall. Kenshin trying to see if he can get some shots on Boss there. Some knack fire going out to there. I think manages to do a lot of damage there on Texas, who is
Now,
moments
quick
from
point
death.
out. Tetra, after they fragged the barb, reactively barbed it again. Now attackers have to push through this barb, and they're not going to be happy about that. That's going to be really rough for them. Good timing on that follow-up molly from Tetra. Just wasting the attacker's time right now.
Yeah, I don't really see a very easy way for them to get in here, and I think they definitely know that at this point. But Merchant manages to take out Texas Res with the wall with that knack. Dr. Candy trying to Station dodging those bullets, but manages to. Nope, Station managed to get Dr. Candy there, and they are in accounting. Tetra running back in with the auto shot and trying to clean things up. Takes out Merchant and Station. And now it is
closed. Don't close it. Don't close it. Keihaku. No, just run, Keihaku. Get in. There you go. And now they have to wait. Shouldn't have closed it. Just play Teller, man. What are you doing? Oh, good molly.
Molly goes out. Maybe he can do this. Boss trying to get some damage, and Boss does manage to get Kenshin, sandwiching him between those bullets and that molly there. It was very close there, honestly. Kenshin could have almost got that.
Yeah, Keihaku there really... I'm not sure. He did actually, I believe, die to the molly because as we saw the spread there, he pushed off into the peak and then re-entered the molly, trying to stay safe there from Boss. But really dangerous situation. I think the call there to close the vault was a really bad one, just sort of a miscommunication. Because I think they panicked and were like, oh god, we have to close this. We have to get this closed now. But they just locked him in there for a few seconds. Not too sure what the plan was.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely were doing something. I still have Tetra picking back up that auto shotty and going, I'll finish what he started, and just ran through and took out those two. It was really good. I'm very impartial to, or not impartial, I'm very much a fan of auto shotties and shotgun flanks. It's kind of my thing.
It's your thing that I don't think I see you pull them off that much though.
Nah, it's honestly at this point I love them, but I think I'm addicted to the knack at this point. The knack's really fun.
I think I think you just like the anime reference.
Probably. I actually haven't even seen Ghost. Was it Ghost in the Shell? I almost said Ghostwire Tokyo. That might show I've definitely not seen Ghost in the Shell.
Well, anyway, back to Odin Mamba. Looks like HAASTIG going for a similar attack plan again. I'm not a big fan of this. I understand why they do it. I much prefer the hall take. Just I think you're able to push this really effectively with not that much, especially with a barb over here. I understand why they're doing it because they are expecting this brick house take. So you want to be able to freely and fluidly move between all these spots where you want to wallbang the bomb. Now, Gnomes is going to have to really, really focus on trying to hold some form of control here on these windows. The safest way for HAASTIG to probably do this, if they do take this, I would say is probably defuse somewhere like in some corner here and be able to have someone flank watching ideally, because I think what that could absolutely unfurl this plan is a member of Gnomes running up behind them.
Yeah, no, I think that's gonna be what they gotta do there.
Yeah, I'm very worried here. I know this angle isn't necessarily the greatest, but it's something for some damage.
It's a little janky, yeah, but you can do something.
This angle is probably better. I want to see, what I'd like to see is once they blow that, I want Merchant, particularly with his big KR, to be rotating here, watching this angle. Station I like in the office. Skoog here with the molly already prepped for the brick house red.
They smoked that out, yeah, because they're worried about. I think everyone's worried about that pillbox, but no one has played pillbox yet. To the molly go out, keeping them out there. That's a good idea. I think Skoo just rotating out, maybe a little early. Now he's coming back. He's trying to make sure. Kenshin's already opened that door ready for them over there in brick house. Because the flashes go out, some shots go ring out. See some shots going in. I think Kenshin trying to get some shots in there. See Texas Red Gunner trying to run up to get to their Scooch area. Yep, he's getting in. Let's see if Scooch can get him. And
oh, Texas Red, you whiffed. Texas.
He was so. Oh, what? He fucking. He sniped him with the shotgun there in that reception. We see Dr. Candy, Shriekle, all of them basically just hitting that brick house. Shriekle, I think, watching their back there. And that,
Oh, Molly's too deep. They're in.
Oh, wow.
Oh, why are you all fighting through the door? Sleep
they
gets
all-
the kills.
They get in that kitchen and just ruined by Sleeping Merchant there, and it's just Shriekle and Dr. Candy. He can't watch that flank anymore. I mean, no one's going there. So we see Merchant trying to take some shots there, getting some good damage in. Dr. Candy is seconds from death. They can just give him a little bit of a hard stare there to do that. Trying to get some wall banks on the Shriekle there, but Shriekle is playing that really well. Where he's
Push it. Have to run the rabbit.
And oh, Shriekle points out the bomb in to take out Merchant there and takes out Sleep and can take out Station 2. Takes out Station and wins the round.
Black
Shriekle.
OP. Black Tar OP. I mean,
I agree.
I mean that's the thing though, is you kind of run into these awkward death balls sometimes with, as we saw, all three of the Merchant, Sleep, and Station all just like running back and forth here. Not sure who's going to start the fight, who's going to push it. Merchant pushes in first, no support from his teammates, and then I think it's just, you have to take the fight at the end there, and Shriekle just took the fight better than any of the other players there on Gnomes did.
I'm honestly surprised he managed to hold that. Like, that was honestly pretty impressive, I think. But they were kind of filing in one by one there, making sure the other one died versus they got in. No, I'm not kidding.
I mean, it looked like a lack of macro. So something that's becoming increasingly popular, and I know we do this on Kickflip, is the dead player will try and essentially just play League of Legends by trying to coordinate his teammates while being dead from the map screen. It actually does help a lot, and I think if they had that, or if either had that or had a better version of that, probably would have done more.
Yeah, we had some speculation about, I think, Yao Yakuza doing that last time, and I think that was Noble Ghetto died at the start.
Yakuza definitely does that. I mean, they're massive brain.
Yeah, they know what they're doing. Let's see.
Now this is interesting barbs, and the only way these barbs work is because you are 100% betting that they're not going to blow right in front of them, and it looks like
and it looks like they might be wrong about that.
Yep. You know, that's what it is. I do believe, though, we're seeing a knack wallbang come out here. Going to be very interesting. Now, Pasture King, I want to talk about something I haven't talked about a while on DPL. Arcades. What's this? Like, why is this in the corner? So I want to play DDR, my double DDR machine. Who puts a racing game directly backed up onto the DDR so you can only play one or the other? It just seems incredibly rude and not... You know, not a great layout. I mean, you have a similar thing over here where you have your racing game, and it's like right on top of the DDR. But we all know DDR is the popular game. No one wants to play.
You're gonna get kicked
arcades
easily. Someone is getting hurt there.
Yo, you deserve it. I mean, honestly, you have so many other racing cabinets. Why do you need this one while I'm trying to dance? Anyway, Pasture King. I digress. Again, bad bet here. This barb's gonna go absolutely gone. Merchant, again, with that wallbang, like to see it. And now let's look at the long range here. So they are expecting the storefront blow. So we're seeing Skoog take that Ingmar, and then also Keihaku Shinwa with the leg roast. But more importantly, I want to talk about Sleep busting out the tub. Arguably, definitely the worst gun in the game right now. Merchant going for some early damage there. I don't think he pickled anyone.
Yeah, he didn't get anyone from that. They shotgun over that door in response just to freak him out, I guess.
He was a little early on that. Oh, Skoog.
See, we've seen the Saber. Yeah, Shriekle's bringing out Saber. That makes sense. See a smoke there on that teller area. We see the bomb go out. The Molly go out.
Molly's bad. Now it's good.
Yeah, it's just Tetra. He's not really getting punished for getting two in there. Oh, the managed to take out Kenshin, actually. And Station's trying to take some shots on him, but it's not really going. Merchant's trying to get those wall banks. I think gets a little bit of damage on Tetra there. Station trying to get some damage there. I think hitting a little bit of Candy, but not much. And Merchant does manage to take out Tetra. He went into Freezer. We see Texas Red getting in and takes out Station. And Sleep takes it back.
Sleep gets a kill with the tub. He's nuts.
He's back. Sleep's back with the tub. Oh, God. You remember Sleep on the tub? Sleep tub was so fun.
Back when the tub wasn't horrible.
Yeah. We see Merchant trying to get some LS shots there. Boss Jr. Shriekle kind of stuck there, not sure what to do.
Dropped the Saber. I actually like this a lot. He's picking up an AP.
That's smart. Oh, and as he gets shot in the back by Sleep there, and Boss Jr. trying to get Merchant. Does manage to get Merchant. I think Merchant only had the LS there, so he wasn't able to just get that flat amount of damage on him with the knack there, sadly. But now it's neck and neck here. Boss Jr. trying to take these longs.
Not a good flash.
I think Sleep's gonna try and flank, which honestly might be his no, he's hesitating.
He's playing the mind game here. See, Boss is expecting that flank from the north. He's playing the south side. He's not even looking at Teller really. Now he sees him Teller, and he's gone.
Oh my God. I was like, oh, sleep sensating, but no, he actually did that really well. Okay, just like,
Yeah.
yeah, no, he was playing those mind games there, just like,
Nick, you
all right,
got
he
to
knows where to go
expand
that way.
your head here. Not everything is as it seems. It's a mind freak. So, what was that musician? Magician.
Chris Angel.
Chris Angel, mind freak. Yes,
He'll be
that's
our
what
he'll
Sleep
be the
just pulled
next
there.
guest to cast next game. Chris
I
Angel.
I hope not.
Is he dead? He
I
has
don't
to be
think so.
right.
I
I
don't.
don't know.
He wasn't that old.
Yeah, no, I mean like some like stunt has to. Like I feel like there's only like one end for a stunt man, and it's like a stunt gone wrong. That's what I think. He was pretty young though. He's like what? He started like early 2000s, early like 2010s ish. I don't know,
Yeah, early. I think like mid 2000s. Mid 2000s.
something like that.
Now, Halt Thrust. Really confusing name here for this bank map. Um,
Mixed
3-2.
signals.
Yeah, mixed signals for sure. We have that 3-2 Hostig. I'm very interested to see what they do. Now, again, this barb is basically a must-do. You have to have that barb. I'm going to be really interested to see. Oh no, I thought they were going to do that. Uh, yeah, the manager red, not my favorite play, just because you get so easily locked down, and then you have to play around the security. I'm not a fan of that.
Yeah.
Personally, for me, just the way Bank is, I'm not a huge fan of the tile set as it stands right now. It's very flavorful, very fun, not the best to play because essentially, in my opinion, you have to make a decision on which do you secure first, button or vault. It's
Mhm.
basically one or the other. You have to secure one immediately. You can't go for both at the same time. Just the way that the map works. Now, it looks like Hostig is going to make that call, as many people do. They want that lobby, they want that vault access first, and then they're going to fight for the button. Good call. Don't like these barbs. I think you definitely need the barb through the door just because you want them to waste time out here because you're counting on not getting flashed to be able to play both of these barbs proactively. And you can get flashed over these cabinets. And oh no, they are going the manager. Not a fan of this, but they're looking to pinch that button control. I'm a little worried here, I'll be honest, because you're going to have to fight through that security. You can definitely back it up with Teller, but Teller cannot help you if someone's playing down here or playing this cross into the vault. And more importantly, we see Merchant double molly in the vault. I do like seeing that. Another thing we have seen in the vault is people will stack. They'll just drop like 4 mollies, and you just waste time because if you're standing back here, you can just molly this for free all day and waste
Mhm.
40 seconds of time.
Yeah, they're gonna be doing that split between manager and loans. I think it's more Hall than anything, but I think that'll be good to just lock that down to get in those bits. But yeah, I think you're right about that, saying that you're really gonna have to be worried about flashes in those accounting. Especially they're not playing very heavy accounting though, so that's gonna be fine. But station I feel like is gonna be probably end up being flashed pretty
Well,
easily.
they're not
That's
playing heavy accounting, but you can definitely see that's where they put a lot of their power, though. You see Keihaku Shinwa with that mop. Station with that auto shotty. They're definitely relying a lot on this. Keihaku gets the kill onto Tetra with the mop.
actually a pretty good sleep took out
Come
Shriko
on.
earlier. We see them getting in that accounting station. I think is he trying to peek out a little bit? Oh no, I think Kenshin's trying to get some shots in there. I think he managed to hit Texas Red there because he's real low. We see just Candy, Texas Red, and Josh Jr.
Flash
not really
right on
looking
top of
good for
him.
them because they're pretty hurt. We see them moving in. Texas Red trying to see what he gets done. Auto shot, he comes out and takes out Texas Red. Boss gets the button, gets taken out or takes out Station. See Kenshin trying to see what he can do, get another shot in there, but I think he's going to rotate out. We're gonna see them try and come through security. That thing that you're really like, hey, it's gonna be a little hard to do, and I think we'll see that, especially because
It's not gonna work
Candy
for them.
is like if you look at him wrong, he will die there. That's pretty rough. But Boss, I think he's throwing a nade in there. Yeah, trying to get rid of that barb. It's probably good. We see I think some mop shots going out, and Boss does get taken out, and yeah, it's not long for Candy there.
Yeah, that thing fell apart in the planning phase. Manager is not the play there at all.
Mhm.
Just not. I mean, you can do it, try to be funky, quirky, different, but the point is like, why not just blow lobby and basically get lobby control for nothing, versus costing 3 people just to get button and then having to push through security.
Mhm.
I'm really surprised they didn't couple that up with a teller take. That might have been part of the plan, but it's nearly impossible to be able to take that security without having some form of teller control.
Yeah, especially when at that point they had 2 people left, and that one person was at like 1 health. I'm pretty sure
Hmm.
they had nothing they could risk. They had no extra fat they could trim to get through there, and that was not going to help them out.
Yeah, they didn't go for their runs for the last few weeks. They're all chunky on the side.
Let's see. We're on. dome here.
Now,
Ascending Shaka? Is that you want to say? Is that how I say that?
yeah, Ascending Shaka. You got a problem with that?
I don't know.
Wait.
They pull some random names for some of these maps, honestly.
Oh my god, it's almost like it's a random name
I mean the
generator.
words in
It's
them, not the
crazy.
names themselves. I mean the words.
Yeah, they just put the words in the generator and they're like, oh, click. There's a lot of words in the English language, my friend.
Listen. I want to make sure because we got some people who can't read names very well. I'm telling you, I gotta get Surfront some flashcards. Okay, we've been talking about this, and I just need
I think
these.
that's a Shirley Temple reading question. I don't think flashcards are going to solve that.
Probably.
You have to get Surfront to give you a book report on Pride and Prejudice. That's the only way it's going to get better.
But this
Now,
English teacher.
yeah, I mean, although your English skills, I'd be a little worried.
Yeah,
Now,
no, they're
Ascending
rough.
Shaka. Again, it's a dome. Beach takes on dome. Green take, like, dome is one map you can consistently take green all the time and still be fine. So we're gonna see that we're gonna 2-3 split. Little uncomfortable with this. I don't actually think power is that good here, and here's why. So you're gonna be going through obs. Generally, if we see a hold like this, where I'm used to seeing someone in obs playing off of this barb really as well as head glitching from this jungle with the door open directly onto that. We see the nade already marked here because they know there's going to be a barb here. Um, I'm actually surprised at these barbs. Not a fan of how this ruins is going to be held. I understand this barb right here is great. Skoog's barb, Station's barb, I actually think should be like hidden in the tree, like the brush under this bridge or directly under. I understand why they're wanting to do that. And the reason where they're putting it where it was, at least where it was marked out here, is so they cannot just push through this barb and jump off. They're going to be slowed that entire way. It's going to really ruin their day. Now, there we go. They've done that. A bit better. I like that. It's a better barb than was originally marked.
See, no real resistance on that green there. I don't think it's honestly really worth to like fight that, and they're gonna go for power like you're saying.
Well, you can't actually fight it anyway because of the mounts here and all this stuff.
Oh yeah,
it's not doable, and they've switched it up. They're doing a 3. They flipped the 3-2, and as we see, Merchant playing this barb, really early molly there.
Yeah, it's not gonna get too much. We do see Dr. Candy
sleep.
some on that with the sleep. Damn. We see, I think Merchant's ready for that. Yeah, Merchant takes out Tetra there. Kenshin managed to take out Dr. Candy there.
At this point.
They are locking them down in that pit there. We see Boss Jr. and Shriekle trying to move in a little bit. Try and see what they can do.
Merchant needs to go for the Goomba Stomp. Jump at him. Jump on him, Merchant.
Do it. He's just so low. Oh, Kenshin takes it instead.
Haku there. We see
Kenshin took that last Odurve there.
Here. Really pushing here. Well, I'm a little cagey about the Saber being the first thing to peek here.
Yeah, Boss is standing on side. Oh, but nope. Okay, Shriekle Bruce is okay because he takes out Scooch there. It does taking a lot of damage by Station there. So, yeah, no, it might not have been exactly worth it. They're all both looking at back over in that Ruins little hole there, but there's no one really there anymore for them. Shriekle is, I think, rotating? Is he onto the map right now?
I believe he might be.
I think he's trying to save there, and Boss is trying to see what he can do. I was like, there's no way he just ran into the jungle water there so easily.
He's definitely under. We see Boss is... I'm not sure why Boss is back-checking himself, because there's no way that a defender can come through this. But he's trying to make something happen.
See what he can do. And we see some shots going out, not really connecting, because they're
he's
shooting
stuck
at a
in this
ghost
corner
at this
now. He has to go through this funnel. It's just going to be a matter of if the defenders are watching it when he decides to make that move. He gets the big KR from Skoog. I think he's just going to save. Station
yeah, I think he's
probably
saving.
Push him here.
Honestly, he could totally clear it if he just does it. And nope. Oh no, Merchant got him. Merchant got. Oh, wait. Yeah, Merchant got him.
Yes, that is what the kill feed says, Sync. The Merchant did get him.
I thought he did, and then I was like, wait, and I had to check the kill feed.
Always trust what you see. Although not always. Sometimes this game gets a little funky. Like there was that one finals match where I think it was someone on either Nemesis or Fierce revived mid-match. It was very funky.
Oh god, I think was that Vitals that revived. I remember that day where it was like a 5-hour stream because they had to fix it like 20 times. Oh god, I remember that stream. I think anyone who was a part of that stream remembers that as a horror story and wakes up in a cold sweat thinking about it.
Yeah, I casted that game. That was confusing.
Oh, did you? I think you casted like the first half, didn't you? And then someone else had to sub in.
Yeah, because I had to go. I had to leave. after 4 hours, I was like, I can't do this anymore.
I remember just listening to the casters who were all just like, sounded like they just wanted it all to end.
Now, certain Athena, is our factory map. This is a map we've had for a while.
A
Again,
very specific Athena.
yeah, it's just why'd you have to say it like that? It already says it in the name. It's a certain.
I just like it's not the Athena. It's a very certain Athena. It's just fun. I like it.
It's like calling Tommy Tommy. It's the same thing. Just why you got to be different?
Please tell me people don't actually call him Tommy.
I call him Tommy. What are you talking about? It's Tommy.
Are you getting an Italian mobster accent now? It's
No,
Tommy.
it's no, he's Finnish. I can call him what I want. It's Tommy. Hello,
Fair.
guys. It's a Tommy. See, what is Italian mobster accent? What do you think? I am a hack? I can do multiple bits. Thank you. Now, this bomb placement is actually really interesting. So, because it's angled this way, you have this really safe defuse in this like microcosm of a corner here. So, with this new bomb, Omnibomb opens up a lot of things. So, a dock take here is actually very viable, but the most popular meta take tends to be this storage red door, power in through fan. Not surprised that that is what HAASTIG is going for. Gnomes with the 5-2. I don't think this is going to work. This choke right here becomes so punishing, particularly if it's held well from a long angle, coupled with someone close and probably someone low. Probably one of those two you're really going to need. PC Station playing in office. I like to see it. It's going to be just... I'm very tentative about how this round's going to play out because I know they're going for power. Merchant looks like he spawned in the wrong place, although...
He's running around.
Well, that's because of the new spawning mechanic. There's actually a new spawning system that will protect you from like being stuck in things now. However, more often than not, at least for me, it means I just get like catapulted across the map somewhere I didn't want to be.
We see Merchant trying to get some damage in there. I think I managed to take out Texas Red there. Nice. They're all stuck there waiting. Merchant again taking some more shots there. I think he only hit Texas Red during that, which is very unfortunate for Texas Red. Taking some more shots, nothing really. Oh, does manage to get down Tetra.
What are you guys doing? Just go.
They're throwing flashes, they're not moving forward. Boss Jr. takes some damage. Sleep is now
Sleep's
confident enough
taking
to start getting there.
kills now.
Sleep takes out Boss Jr. Merchant runs in and takes out Dr. Candy. Shriek Ill gets killed by Merchant. They didn't even get into the building.
You know, I gotta retract my statement about having faith in HAASTIG. Like watching that unfold, that was just soul crushing.
They were throwing flashes, but they weren't moving forward after them.
No, that was just watching it. That's like casual game. I have that experience all the time in a casual game. I run and I die. I'm Texas Red. I go for the entry. I die, and then I look, and my team's like just standing around, not doing anything. Lack of cohesion here on HAASTIG. I made the wrong call on that one after seeing them against GB. Gnomes. I mean, they're just pulling out frags left and right. Merchant doing really well. Not surprisingly, but I hate saying that.
I think everyone remembers Merchant as the guy who complains about the tub, but he is still really good.
No. Merchant complains about everything now. Not just
now?
the tub.
Damn.
Like, Merchant complains about everything every chance he gets. It's still mainly the tub. But between that, I can respect the man because he's very open about his anime figure collection.
One of the first things I found when I met him is he sent me the picture of the shelf,
Oh, you have to see the shelf now. It's insane.
Oh, I'm sure it's even bigger now.
He's upgraded shelves. It's a whole thing.
Oh god.
He just got his first car, and I'm waiting for him to get one of those anime wraps on him. Oh no.
You gotta take bets on which character he's gonna put first.
Oh, it's Rem, obviously.
Rem? Okay.
Every rap, almost like there's an 80% chance it's gonna be Rem. For whatever, I don't get it. I'm not like, not for me, but like that just seems popular. As we see here, Holmes getting real cocky, going for that full-on reception play. Understandable, and it looks like HAASTIG here arguing about how to use their double charge. Going to be interesting. So as we saw originally in the kitchen, they were looking at this, but because object destruction is not currently in the main build, you can't do that because you just won't be able to get through. Now, we did see just a good old-fashioned door charge into hall play. I do like that one. That's a classic, but as we see, Gnomes are really kind of poised to counter that just with looking at these angles through. They're really expecting that, and this reception swing here is going to be very powerful. Now, I think if they do this and wall charge exactly just as Tetra reads my mind, I think that's going to be the only play that is actually going to work for Hostig. Um, I don't want to say that it will work, but out of the options that they have, this is the only one that is viable in my opinion.
You know,
No,
it seems like this.
no, you can't do that. There you go. Yeah, see, Tetra is having to like teach his team how to play the game mid match, which is not promising. I do like this sidewall charge just because you're expecting someone to be kind of be playing this off angle. Um,
Yeah, no, that'll be good because
oh,
will
don't
that
do
concuss
this.
them from that far?
It will concuss them, and more importantly, it might kill them if they're standing here. Now,
Mhm.
the reason you want this wall charge and not this wall charge is because, as we see these lovely drawings, is this brick house swing is killer, and also just wall bangs. This is much vaguer. There's a lot more space you can be right here rather than just this single highway. So I like to see it. We see a lot of setup on this reception push. Skoog with that auto shotty is going to be one of the major threats to this push. Being able to go through this entire like that long rotate might just give him enough time to really mess up Hostig's rhythm in terms of that execution. So
Mhm.
I'm worried here. This is I Hostig's been getting stomped right now.
Yeah, I was expecting a little bit more so far, but I don't know. Maybe
Y-
they like after that first round where Streak got that 3K there, I was like, okay, yeah, no, they got this. This is Hostig. This is what they can do. And I don't think we've seen too much of that since
Well,
then.
I wouldn't be surprised when we go to look at stats if there's a large disparity in damage and kills.
Mhm. Oh,
Um,
probably, yeah.
yeah.
Let's see, I think we're waiting for them to get in here. Yeah, okay. But yeah, so they're gonna try and take that lockers and everything. That's probably be good. That'll make them a little safer going through there. Cause they literally have Mop and Merchant ready there on reception, which and Auto Shotty right there. Yeah, no, they were playing ballsy for that, ready for them to come that way. But sadly, they are not going that way. We'll see how fast they rotate with it. I'm kind of interested actually how fast they'll rotate once they hear that bomb go out.
Well, I think the key here will not be to rotate too fast. That's gonna be the weird thing.
Hmm.
Um, because if they just collapse on them, they're gonna like. I think they're gonna get a little clustered and run into that wall charge and everything. We do see Kehaku here taking them up the backstage. I like that. They're through. Oh, see, Skoog was just.
Oh my God, Scooch runs with the auto
in the wall
shotty.
charge.
Jesus, Texas takes out Merchant and Boss takes out Scooch, sadly, but at least he scared them with. He definitely messed them up there with that auto shot. He frazzled them a little bit. We see Texas, I think, going in through Brick House, gonna try and take out the kitchen there. A few
He
wall bangs
frazzled
here
them
and
by
there.
getting one kill and giving them the auto shot. He definitely.
Well, it definitely messed up a little bit. But we see a few shots there with the wall bang. They actually did pick up auto shotty, and then they dropped it. It's honestly really not worth
Probably
it for
not
them
that
to use
full.
it.
Boss
Yeah.
Jr. Needs to frag that stage. Texas, I think if Texas pushes through into the bar at the right time here, oh, why'd you whiff that so hard?
Wait,
That
how did
was my
that
fault. Candy,
candy
nail
came out
up
by
here.
Scooch there?
Texas Red pushing a little late, but this will be good. Oh, okay, Haku gets the kill. Boss 2v1.
It's just
Everyone's
Boss
low
with
here.
keeping tension. Let's see if they
Everyone
can
is
do it.
low here. This is doable, but he needs
He's
a different
picking
gun to
up
do.
the auto shotty.
Hey, don't laugh at him. This auto shotting an attack is very strong. Like you can, particularly in this health pool right now that he's dealing with.
I mean,
The
if he
only
looks
person,
he
the
looks
only
the
person
wrong
he can't
range, there's
kill.
yeah,
Yeah,
I was
only
gonna say
he
if he
can
looks the
only not
wrong range,
kill
Mop's
Kehaku.
right
Yep.
there.
Why
And
would you peek
yeah,
that? You're always on site. You have the info to know that. Just miscommunications there left and right.
yeah. It's a rough game here for Hastage.
Yeah, Hostig going a little crazy there. So solid showing from Gnomes. Not what I was expecting. I think I stand by what I said. I don't think the IGLing was the strongest on Gnomes that round, but you had a lot stronger plays, and I think that's just the experience of Gnomes coming through. I had some faith. I had some real faith there in Hostig that has now been demolished. So I think,
Yeah, it was
yeah,
I was expecting more from what I was told. I was like literally I didn't see the GB game, but I just was told like, oh yeah, they got like 4 rounds. You were just like, okay, that's pretty good. We can do it, but
they
I
were
don't.
4 rounds, but they were like 4 rounds. Like they were
Yeah, no.
close.
Yeah, no,
You
I know
know,
what you
that's
mean by that.
um definitely. I mean, just a very strong showing there from Gnomes. Not what again. I know I keep saying that's not what I expected, but that is a team that we're looking at that I haven't seen play that I have not seen play together, and arguably is not composed of the strongest members of the Gnomes lineup. However, Merchant continually likes to prove me wrong. Although I guess when you know life this game with 3K, with at least 3,000 games, yeah, 3,351 games for Mr. Merchant there. If you're not at least somewhat decent, you're going to be bad. Oh, I am excited. Looks like we're going to get to see a sub in of Texas Red from the man, the myth, the legend. Six sided is coming into play for Gnomes.
Wait, is that? Oh, that is six-sided. Oh my god. Okay, let's see this.
I'm freaking
Are they
out.
gonna? They're gonna have to. Kenshin and Six are gonna be fighting for Mop there. We can see that because Kenshin was mopping all last round. Let's see if maybe
No,
getting in Six.
if you do not give Mop the six, if he wants Mop, it's done. Like
Yeah, no.
no disrespect to Keihaku, six sided is the better Mopper, and arguably historically is literally the best sniper in the entire game. Uh, Either way, it looks like we're going to throw to a 5 minute break. We'll be back as we try and reconcile ourselves from the absolute plot twist that it is that Six Sided has showed up to play in the game.
A new challenger is approaching.
I mean, it's not really new.
Well, to this match.
All right, and we are back with game 2 of HAASTIG versus Gnomes. Now, again, we were talking about some really exciting sub choices that came out there from Gnomes at the end. We're going to see the return of the mythical, all-powerful six-sided into their lineup, and as well, there's also going to be a sub coming out from HAASTIG. HAASTIG is subbing in Ephemeral, and Ephemeral did such a good job in the GB game. I think we're going to see that it's really going to... I think this is going to depend on how Ephemeral plays this, because I'm worried. Six-sided, one of the best snipers in the game, really great player, great guy all around, just fantastic things to say. Now, Sick, what do you think's going to happen?
I think it is a little scary if you're on Hasage right now, seeing six-sided step up to the plate. But hopefully them, because they have subbed in Ephemeral, like you said. Hopefully, I don't know if it'll be equal, but maybe that'll, maybe give some new mind. I think usually giving someone fresh from the fight is a little nice and might help a little bit mentals. Maybe get a little more like, all right, guys, this is what we got to do. Kind of shock system a little bit, get you back to where you need to be at the start. I think that'll help them maybe a little bit.
Yeah, now, definitely going to be interesting as we wait for them to get in the game here. Now, Merchant absolutely popped off that first game. And I think, Gnomes really came together there. We are going to see Skoogs being subbed out for Six. The Wombo combo here for Gnomes right now is going to be that Sleep and Six-sided duo. Even way back in the early days of DPL on Sanctus Palma Granada, they were the absolute power couple, if you will. They were just able to pull out duo plays like nobody else's business. Definitely, I think they really shaped how the duo meta has evolved in DPL, because what we see a lot of the time now, particularly on defense, in my opinion, is you see a 2-2-1. So you have two groups of two who play cross angles with each other, lots of crossfires, and really sort of a primary secondary relationship. You see a individual and a support player always going together, particularly on attack, where you actually see that 3-2 meta really is pervasive unless you're doing the GB death ball. Now, gonna see how much that comes up, because we are getting into the game here. Any thoughts? I think Gnomes, after seeing that last game, is going to pretty handily take it. What do you think, Sick?
I like to be a very not try and root for one side too much, not try and really like give it, make sure everyone has a chance. I'm very
Don't be a
optimistic.
bitch.
But
Pick a
I
side.
do think this will probably end up following on Gnomes. Just from the displays we saw last time and the fact that like it's hard not to go like, oh yeah, the team is six-sided on it. Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, so maybe getting a restart here. We'll see in a second. So anyway, again, talking about that, it's not really choosing a side. It's like, I think after seeing that game, there is not much that I think that a single sub out is going to be able to change for HAASTIG. It looked a lot more like real core issues and how they need to address the game as a whole, as a team. Really, to put a single word on it, cohesion. Just seemed to really be lacking in HAASTIG that last time around. So either way, we'll see what happens.
They're writing on the on the thing now.
Yeah, well, that's just six-sided. Bruh. Love me some six-sided in the morning. Now, as we see, here we are in Timber Minotaur. Great map. And yes, Sick, that is how you say Minotaur.
Well, is it
Now,
Minotaur or Minotaur? That's the question usually.
Tar. Taur, Tar.
Oh, you're missing the U in that, aren't you?
Minotaur.
Okay, I'll let you have it.
It's not tower. You don't have to say everything.
Fair.
Um, it is English after all. Half of the words we don't even pronounce. So this barb, I like it. They're gonna double watch it, one low, one high. Very good. We are gonna see Treacle with that mop. Like to see it. I don't think they have the smoke coming out here, flash coming out. This is just a readable play with that barb. You need the barb there, but it's very, very readable. What I'd actually like to see, preferably, is someone on dock playing anti-flash down here and then running up and gunning them in from the back up on top of these pipe works. Just I think that would be the way to do it. Now I do like how we see Gnomes again going on the cohesion talk. Look how they've marked out their flashes already. They're saving some, but they're like, these are the key ones we need to hit. These are our cues to make this round work. Already done. Now, we do see Barb going out there, Tetra running around with the Barb somewhere. Ephemeral going for a little bit of a cheesy play here, down in this bottom left-hand corner, sitting in the tar. Gruber, SD, and Amalia. I like to see it. Going to be interesting to see what they do. And the charge goes out, and they're making their way in.
Right, we see them go in. Ephemeral takes out Kenshin there. He is going to be ratting them a little bit there. Takes out Merchant, and now he's running back. Dr. Candy takes out Box. We see some Sleep trying to get some shots on Ephemeral there. I think manages to not really get too much there and takes a lot of damage there from Tetra. Dr. Candy walks right behind him, blows him out. And Sleep does manage to get Tetra, though. And Station's running in, trying to see what he can do. Manages to take out Ephemeral. Dr. Candy is trying to take some shots at them. Gets a crossfire with Boss Jr. on him and does take out Station there. And the round goes to HAASTIG.
Well, that was fast.
Yeah.
I honestly, it was very unfortunate because it just seemed like everyone got sort of CS:GO timing there. As we saw, Sleep would be holding this angle, holding it. Okay, no one's peeking it. I'm going to go back. Then Tetra swings.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of that. But Ephemeral with that huge opening kills. I'm surprised they didn't flash close. I feel like close flashes are the meta. You need a close flash because it's really readable to be holding a entry that you're expecting close like that, like Ephemeral did, and no one flashed him, and he got 2 kills out of it. So
I think it was. I definitely think they weren't expecting getting that much damage and use out of Ephemeral there because it feels like they were really, like trying to make sure they would get in here, here, like figuring they were going to watch those angles, and then all the fighting suddenly went from what is about probably mid of factory to immediately just that area.
Well, you have to realize too is when you're doing that, you don't want to rely on that person. That should not be the linchpin in your plan. Like the single individual sitting in a corner being like, okay, I'm ready to go. I'm gonna get like this happens with Chrome all the time. He's like, I'm gonna sit in this corner next to this door and I'm gonna kill him. It's like, yeah, Chrome, you can kill them, but what if you don't? That shouldn't
that is
be
a
your
big
plan.
problem.
Exactly. So now Yellow Spectre is our bank map. We're gonna see again, like I talked about, that 3-2 split on attack. We're gonna see this entrance play. Entrance 9 times out of 10 when it comes to bank right now, you blow it. And I know you and I kind of had some discourse on this when we were talking about it on the C store. You blow these entrances, you don't go them. You wait, you play the long angles. Because what the attackers want to do, most of the times, they want to swing you close. They don't always want to take the long angle with you, unless you're slowed or something like that. Now, particularly on a map like Bank, they want to swing you close just because of all these sort of CQB into like longer angles is very valuable. So again, as I talked about with Bank last round, what are we looking at here? We're getting immediate control of button. You're going to have to fight for it a little bit. That's what you're blowing into. And then you fight towards vault. We're going to see with this 3-2 split probably. Take this accounting. I like this. Smoking this out. Going to push Dr. Candy. Most likely either into this accounting. I would be surprised if he went lobby. But either way, going to see something interesting. And we see here, because they have immediate access to that button through that red, where is HAASTIG holding? They are holding for a strong loans and vault play, which is really good because as we have these really large vaults, you can effectively play the most busted anti-flash of your entire life back here and vault, and then play that as they bust in here.
The charge go out, the smoke goes out. Boss Jr. trying to get some shots there. I think Dr. Candy's also shooting from there. Box is trying to run in on there and get some shots to that Teller little hole there in security, but not really much happening. Sleep manages to take out Shriekle in that Teller. We see the button gets in, and they're getting into security there. We see Ephemeral Boss Jr. trying to rotate a little bit out of it, and they are running. They are not willing to stay there. You know, they ran through the bar there.
There goes Dr. Candy, gets Sleep. Gets traded by Haku. 4v3.
Boss Jr. taking some fire from Merchant there. They've got this. They got that whole front lockdown, and Ephemeral is going to be waiting in that bathroom for them. And they are going to. I think they're nading. Yeah, they're nading that security there, so they can get in a lot easier. And yep, they're all going to start moving that way. They got Station watching it just in case they try and get to that vault, see what they can do. They flash into Hall. We got Merchant and Box out there. Kenshin, I think, holding that clacker there, trying to see what they can kind of flank or just watch that flank watch. We see Box and Merchant move a little bit. Ephemeral is getting ready. You can see him warming up, ready to get in there. They're trying to shoot that bathroom a little bit. They know he's in there. And, oh, Merchant just runs past it, not afraid. Okay, Box and Kenshin are watching it, so that's probably good. We see Kenshin move on as well. We see Box still watching it. There's no real nade they have here for that vault, and I think Box takes a little bit of damage there. Ephemeral does get taken out by Box there, which is perfect, so their back is all safe. They know where the last two are. Now they can just get those flashes in after those mollies are gone, because they're out of mollies now. They just got to get one flash in that back half, one on the right, just run in all together, and they can really just win this round, hopefully. So we see flashes getting pulled. See both of them going out, gets flashed on Boss. Oh yeah, no, Tetra's completely fine, but he's getting shot at, and I think they can. Yeah, Tetra is taken out by Station. Ooh, that was a pretty good match from Gnome there. They were doing really well.
Yeah, Gnome, what they did there is really play the methodical game very well. Six-sided, very intelligent player, just not wanting to swing this bathroom because you know it's going to be one of two things. 9 times out of 10, it's going to be a knack or a shotgun, and if you just swing into him, you're going to die. So by letting his teammates pass, baiting them essentially, because you're also not expecting them to be holding this angle, because they don't want to lose that fight, as we saw. They just want to play that 2-2. But really smart plays there. And not everything in this game is a rush. A lot of people, I think, have some misconceptions. Like, rush plays, I don't think, are the meta anymore. I think there's a lot more tactical depth to be explored in the sort of mid-pace, okay, mid-tempo, keep it. Now we push. You know, you really have to, like, have your hand on that throttle and be very attentive to how the game is moving as to when you need to push it up, push it down, rather than just full-on W key. Doesn't work.
Yeah, and usually I feel like there's a little bit of like a catch people do with Banks, where since you're worried about getting to that vault in time and playing around button, there's a lot more rushes. But I think them playing it a lot slower there, more methodical. I thought it was funny how much they were ready for Ephemeral there, and they really showed that they were just watching each other's backs, making sure literally like one person would come in to start watching it, the other person would move forward to start going into accounting there to get ready for vault, and that was really nice seeing that.
Absolutely. Now, Dream Arrow here is a very interesting storefront. This is one of the few ones that I actually don't think a storefront breach is very viable on. Just for a few reasons. I mean, like, yeah, it gets you some angles and all that. You get in, but you essentially get the same thing just through a green. I think a door charge here is a lot better investment than the wall, but I understand why.
Yeah, because you can get pretty easy locked down in that front of the storefront, because that barb is going to do a lot of work there, and there's a lot of cover on that fridges area, so you don't even really need to watch it too much. You can kind of just keep them there. So yeah, no, I definitely agree. I think going a green is like probably, if not more, worth it, because then you can get into bathroom that way a lot easier and get around those flanks.
Yeah, I'm a little scared of that bathroom. As we see, they are kind of expecting that. This barb here in bathroom, very good. Now, because this teller is actually fairly weak, because the reason it's weak is because you have to play the door here, and you have to be so scared of that teller hole the entire time. That's a two-way street, of course, but you're normally going to lose that fight to an attacker just because of the health difference. And as we see, they are actually busting out a bunch of flares here, putting them right there. Flares have become this really interesting thing where sometimes they can counter the saber because of like all the light. Other times it's not really. It's a very gray area right now as to how that works.
And we see, I think they kicked open that storage door, and they're looking through that window, and we can see Tetra is waiting in that bathroom for them to hopefully come that way. We see the charge go out. Boss trying to take some shots there. And we see Kenshin trying to get some shots. Molly goes out. That's going to keep them out there for a little bit. Shriekel tries to take a shot. I don't think it really connects there. Nope. And we see Sleep moving in. I think he's going to try... He's trying to get some shots on Boss Jr. there. Ephemeral's looking. Dr. Candy is taking some damage there. Shooting it through that little hole there. Takes out Sleep. And Boss managed to take out Merchant from there, which is pretty good. And we see Kenshin trying to take some shots on Shriekel. I think misses the... Or gets misses the mop. Tetra. Oh, God. He's running through with the auto shotty. Oh, almost walked outside.
Well, no, he did that on purpose because what you're checking there for is the Saber. Saber playing that other area, which is...
oh, yeah, he didn't know
Station
was there,
talking about this power play, with those flares and also the backlighting from this outside, Shriekel had a really good angle here. You have a lot of backlighting to be able to like look off of the attackers here. So really, really aggressive plays there from HAASTIG on the defense, but ultimately they worked out just because I think there wasn't a dedicated flank watch. If Box, if Six Sided had sat there and been like, no, I'm gonna watch this door because you have to watch the door generally longer than you think you should have to for the person to push, particularly Tetra, because
Tetra did that pretty late and managed to wreck some people there.
Exactly, and it was just after Six Sided decided to, no, I'm going to go Storefront and help my team. If he had just held that angle, he would have gotten that kill on Tetra, and he would have been fine.
Tetra's got a sixth sense from people stop looking.
I would call it a sixth sense because it's not that good, but
fair.
Sure, whatever you want to call it. I would say like just a stupid knack for luck, right? That's all it is.
That's probably more accurate, honestly.
Yeah, whenever it comes to Tetra, I'm always hesitant to say skill or good. One, because he's British. Two, because he's a child. Don't want to inflate his ego any more than he already has.
Yeah, no, that is a worrisome thing. I've seen children with inflated egos, and they become powerful tyrants.
We're not talking about you right now, Sick. So anyway, we're back on Timber Minotaur. Really, again, you have to have this barb. This barb is... because otherwise, it's just a free power play. We do see Ephemeral. They already know it's going to be there, so I wouldn't be surprised if they just drop down. I think the smarter play here is to just drop immediately from Fan and take these fights slow and then push secondary. Now, looks like HAASTIG might actually be going for a full green here. Personally, seems like a weird decision. And the reason I say that is because you're going to be forced through two major choke points. This office is one for sure. More importantly, this Pipeworks is a very big choke. You can flash this one out, unlike most of them, but still very worried. And also, I'm a little surprised I'm not seeing any barb right here, because sometimes we'll see defensive barbs in that position. Although, looks like we're going for a very eco-friendly round here. Only one barbed wire, 2 Molotovs, and a few flares.
Yeah, it was only 2 barb on that. It was just one on that fan and one on that green. And we see Sleep and Box. Or Six Sided is going to be watching, I think, that green with the mop there once he figures out they're going to be going that way. We see Kenshin in station. Yeah, it seems like they're going to be worried about that fan, but I do think it's a little weird that they're like going full green. I guess I don't.
No, it makes sense. On this map, it makes sense. I'm not a fan of it, but I can see why they want to do it. Because essentially, I think what they're doing is they're trading winning this map to ensure wins on future maps.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. We see the nade go out. Hurts Candy a little bit. We see the smoke. That's perfect to smoke off Six Sided there, but the Molly does go out, and I think they wasted a flash. Ephemeral takes a little bit of damage there, but he seems to be doing all right. They're trying to shoot at where Six was, but he's moving away. He's smarter. He knows where they're going. He's going to get ready to shoot them once they get there. And they're walking up that steps there, trying to make sure they have Surf Armor, and they do. The only person left there ready is Sleep. Oh, and Kenshin manages to take a bit of damage there on Shriekel. Takes out Shriekel. Tetra's running in, and I think walks right past Sleep, and Sleep manages to take him out. Station gets rid of Boss Jr. That whole boiler push is dead. It's just Dr. Candy and Ephemeral.
You need a window flash here. Like, you need someone to flash this window, because otherwise you're just peeking into an Ingmar long. You don't want that, particularly when they have the half cover. You have nothing here. Just poor planning on HAASTIG's part. They need the window
Sleep's
flash.
going for it. Sleep's going to try and see if he can just get him done, And, yep.
Sleep can definitely do it. Like, Sleep just... Did you see how he moved there? It was like a crackhead in heat. Man was just zipping back and forth.
I love Sleep for that. Back when even seeing him on SPG, he was just running and going through. He did not care, and it ends up really well for him. I'm very impartial to pretty much any person in DPL who is like the flanker or the rat, because they're always the most fun. And when they get... And I just always root for them, because when they get those kills, they get those kills.
You only did it because you had a team named Rats.
That's also part of
That's a big part of it. Let's be real here, sick.
it.
All right,
Yeah.
back to Yellow Spectre, our bank map. Um, so my thinking here is I'm expecting a single charge here on this bank. I would be surprised to see the wall just because, and I see it on the map right now. I'm
They
rubbing
just
my
put it
temple.
on.
The reason why is because I think a double charge is much more effective on that C store to ensure that win. Because I believe it was GB, someone on GB. I think it was Chi maybe, and don't quote me on that. But I know this was said is that if you lose a double charge round, you are bad and you should uninstall, which is 100% true. Um, my thinking is here. The reason don't like a double charge here is because this is fully doable taking this red, even this hall. Like taking the hall red is not bad. I think creating this really open rotate behind you is going to be super dangerous because once you have that wall charge on, you have to dedicate a single person from every single push that you do just to watching the button and watching your flank. So that means a 5v5 becomes a 4v5. A 4v5 becomes a 3v5 because you have to have one person almost always dedicated to watching this. Whereas if you push through like entrance together, you can clear counting, you can clear teller much more effectively, and then you can just push this and then push this as a team.
Mhm.
You don't have to like dedicate someone to watching that rear. Um, Merchant with the auto shotty here in security is probably going to be the biggest risk of that. He just dips back here, plays that anti flash, runs at them at the right time, and even then he just goes through security and runs through the wall hole. I'm
Mhm.
not a fan of this. I'm very going to be very interested to see what they do on the C store with the single charge, just because I think that would be the better map for it. But
I'm still holding out hope they didn't bring the wall charge. Just somehow maybe they forgot it or something.
no,
I'm hoping.
Dr. Candy's holding it. If we're playing
Oh
this close with
no.
the wall charge and we're not going lobby, I don't know why Shriekle has brought the saber here. That just
That's
seems poor
a little
planning, in my
weird,
opinion.
yeah. Some shots go up. Merchant takes out Dark Knight. Merchant takes
Merchant
out
gets three of them. I'm
Tetra,
telling
takes
you.
out Boss,
Alright,
takes out Ephemeral, and
let's get the
Shriekle takes
4K
him. What does
again.
Shriekle do now at this point? I think he
That's
just
why.
saves.
That's why you don't do this. Look at this. HAASTIG. Entrance. Better.
We can see that kill in about 5 minutes at the Flex Tapes channel and and do the due process official Discord.
Yeah, and
Uh,
now the thing is, Shriekle has to do is,
literally just wait. He's
he
just
just
saving.
waits. Yeah.
There's no other recourse. He could
He's
try and waste saver, but it's not worth it.
I feel bad bringing this up, but he's doing his impression of Digital Doctor right now, where he just saves for the entire rest of the single minute. The digital baiter, man. That's what happened. I mean, and I understand why you brought Saber there, but like, look at these angles. Where are you going to effectively play Saber that you can't play a Black Tar or, more importantly, an AP on?
Hmm.
There's no point in bringing CQB Saber. It doesn't work, guys. Um, Shriekle's a cool dude. I would I would be comfortable saying he is not the best Saber player in the league. He's good. He's not top tier, gonna get it done all the time kind of guy. Um, Very worried he has to save this whole time. That's a lot of utility that I didn't even see get used. A close flash, no flank watch. Everyone. That's the problem with wall charges too, because then everyone wants to go through the whole push the button and then just push. You have to
Hmm.
be a little more methodical than that. They need to like barter some kind of security control there. I honestly think because if they did, they wouldn't have had that huge run out from Merchant.
Yeah, now they've got crazy stuff. Station has a mall or has a nade from them, and Sleep has the clacker. It's it's a little rough what they risked there, and it really didn't end up being worth it at all. Oh god. I'm still reeling from that. Just Merchant running in, just getting a 4K for free basically at
I
that
did
point.
call it. I called it. I was like, Merchant's
You
just gonna
did.
play anti flash and he's gonna run at him because
Yeah, and it worked.
Merchant like the thing is like it's a bad thing when your whole team W keys. It
Hmm.
is not necessarily a horrible thing when just one person W keys. Because if they die and they don't get a kill, it's their fault you lose the round. But other times they get a 4K with the auto shotgun because you don't know what you're doing, Hostig.
Yeah, hopefully maybe they can bring it back this one. I don't know. Hopefully they can get some use out of the saber in this one.
Well, I don't think they're going to be able to unless they go for the green and making a kill hole with that with the charge.
Yeah,
Now,
because they use wall charge. Oh no.
here's what I would want to see. Like, I think the best play here would have been to double charge Arcade Freezer, go for the power. Like, I
Mhm,
think the double charge here is that's what I wanted to see. And even beyond that, just like that's what I think you needed. You could have even just charged into Shed, take Office, get that power, while charge into Freezer. There's so many better options for a two charge map here than there was on that bank. And now as we see, they know they only have the red door. So what are they setting up for is very much a stronghold on both of these red doors, as
yeah,
well as look at the superior eco game from Gnomes right now. They have 3 barbs on that storage, 2 barbs
and
up here.
2
So
there.
taking 5 barbs for this C store. You kind of need 4 to 5 to have a chance at winning a C store. As we see, they are worried about this. Um, I think the best bet that that our boys on HAASTIG would have would actually be, unfortunately, would be playing into this and going for
Mhm,
the kill hole. Um, Simply because if you're going to be funneled out here, you're going for the power. You kick this teller door open, and then you get obliterated from every angle here, as well as this teller hole. Like,
mhm.
it's just going to look like a bad like modern art piece of me drawing all the angles you're going to die from. Pushing through that as well. Look, boss, also drawing out the knack wall bangs. We see Kahaku Shinwa in there with a knack. We're seeing the double knack take here, 6-sided with the mop. The man I wanted to see with a merchant busting out that auto shotty. Is he going to be playing green with it?
He's gonna be playing great. I think so. Or no, maybe he's gonna.
Bathroom
Yeah,
is the
he's gonna
better
be
play.
playing
Bathroom
bathroom.
is definitely better because you get a lot more flexibility if these rotates. Treacle taking the saber down to storage. I'm worried. This
They
is.
have a yeah, they're gonna door charge that. So I don't. Yeah, I think
Mm-hmm.
he's gonna maybe watch that as like a flanker, something like that. I'm not really sure. They're going in. Wall bangs going out. Does a
Damage.
lot of damage to Tetra there. They're all ready in that office. Kenshin runs in, gets taken out by Ephemeral, so that was lucky on them. And then we see them going in. They're gonna get in there.
Oh,
Merchant taking out
merchant.
Ephemeral. Oh
He
no.
has the nade prepped. He has the nade. Is
I
he going to
I
use
think
it?
I think this is a pre. I think we've
He
seen this
throws the
happen
nade.
before. Nade comes out and it doesn't get that much. And then Dr. Candy Ginsen takes out Station. Merchant takes out both Tetra and Candy. And Merchant, I think, is just gonna run into and kill Boss Junior there. And it is just Shriekle. Uh,
Where is
he's.
Treacle?
I literally had to scroll down. I was like, wait, where is he?
He's way down here on the south side of the map, hiding behind
Shriekle is
a car.
jacking that car, trying to make it sure he can get out, drive away, get out of there.
Okay, I just
He's
gotta
looking. For,
put
he's
in
playing the
chat.
lock picking mini
Just
game right
run.
now, trying to get it
Stop
open.
saving your KD, man. Just go. Like, he has 2 flashes. He has a bunch of utility his team didn't use. I think at least a flash or two.
Mhm.
In there for sure. Merchant back to playing the green. Good hold. Uh, I like how 6-sided has set up on the mop wall bang onto Shriekle. That's funny. That is funny.
He's
Um,
ready for it. See, Flash goes out. I think, yeah, I
oh,
think
hold.
he
Oh,
gets hit by the mop, and
hello!
Merchant kills it. Is that's an ace or Merchant, isn't it?
That is an ace from Merchant.
Damn. All right.
I because it's Merchant, I don't want to talk about it, so we're just gonna like skip over that.
No,
Uh,
I give him props, man. He got it.
nah. Look,
That's
I'll
an auto
DM him
shot he
later.
failed. It's fun.
Yeah. Okay, that's going on Twitter for sure.
I'm gonna see it in my feed. Uh, next to all the VTubers.
Yeah, you do follow a lot of VTubers, man.
I don't actually follow very few. I only like 47. It's
You
like
know,
VTubers and weird indie devs.
I will say I had to unfollow Adaxi on Twitter because he liked too many of the weird VTubers.
Oh.
Like kind of like the uncomfortable VTubers, you know?
Hmm.
He's a little too horny on main for my taste.
I feel that. That's why Donut was telling me people are unfollowing him for very similar reasons.
Okay, now sick. We had to talk about long and weird map names. I know what this says. Do you know what it says?
Oh, fuck. Uh. Oh God. I almost. It's magnanimous. Is what I'm.
Magnanimous.
Magnanimous. Okay.
Magnanimous.
That one's a hard one.
No, it's not.
It's kind of
Did you
magnanimous
did you
Orion.
pass third grade English?
I think so. I'll find out eventually.
I think so. Yes. Magnanimous Orion. Now, Kill House, Courtyard. This one, this is one of those few maps where obviously it wasn't made for Omnibomb, and Omnibomb basically doesn't matter on this map.
Mhm,
Uh, what I like to see is these two barbs on the map. Another one down here is good. Personally, I actually prefer saving this barb and playing it flex depending on where they blow. So if they blow this right side, you barb right here once you lose office.
mhm.
And then what you do is you play it over here, person close, and one deep for that anti-flash. Uh, but you play a little more aggressively in that office as well. Probably have a two, fall back, barb kind of thing. As we see, it looks like Hostig. Are they saving again?
They're
Um,
going
a,
they're
a
going
little bit
green.
weird. It's an understandable choice. I don't personally condone it, but I do like the fact that they're not going for the wall charge here. So just as a note, a lot of people looking at this will like be like, "Oh, why don't you use wall charge here?" There's just something weird about the geometry where I think these kitchen like counters are just high enough to where you can't crouch walk through the hole.
Ah.
So wall charge here, unless you're going through office, is not that viable, and even then, I don't personally think it's that viable
Yeah, I didn't even think about doing that because I know it doesn't work.
because you don't play the game, my friend. Now, as we see, four-man taking that green, Ephemeral playing very slow around that kitchen, going for something sneaky here.
Let me see. Kenshin. Oh, Sleep's gonna go out and get some damage there. Sleep takes out Shriekle. Lots of fire coming between them. Tetra has gotten a lot of damage on himself there, and Sleep's pretty hurt there. Six-sided advantage takes some damage out and takes out Tetra. Merchant takes out Candy and also takes out Sleep as well.
Merchant doesn't care. Merchant's seeing red.
If it moves, it dies. Ephemeral takes out six-sided on that flank there a little bit with those windows. That's pretty good actually. And I think he's trying to watch them see and they rotate. They're definitely trying to play this a little bit safer now. Now it's just 2v3. I think Boston, you're trying to get some damage there. Trying to get some shots, and Kenshin doesn't really connect. I think he did take a little bit of damage there from Merchant, but I could be wrong. Merchant's ready, watching that barb, just trying to waiting for them at this point, and it just says screw it, opens up the door and just bangs out Boss Janitor there, and is taking some damage there on Ephemeral. Ephemeral's running. Merchant's like seconds away from death a little bit, but Nope, Merchant just claims it again. Takes out
Merchant's
Ephemeral.
just better with the 4K.
The 4K definitely.
Merchant is gonna be just absolutely. He's gonna print the game stats out from this match.
He's gonna
He's
be
gonna
insufferable after
frame
this.
them. He's gonna put them up on the wall, and then all we have to say to him is, "Who was it against?" And he'll say, "Hostig," and then you'll say, "Exactly." So
Did we give him credit for that 4K if one of them was his teammates?
it's a boring 4K at this point. What's that? The third one for him? I don't care. I don't care how Merchant plays the game at this point. It's not interesting. I'm checked out. I only want to know if six sided does something cool. Like any other member of Gnomes does something cool. I want Station to do something cool because I want that to end up in another one of his dope montages. But Merchant, boring. Pshaw, not interested. Hostig needs to do something like halfway like thought through to be able to pull something off at this point. Um, I just in my head I can hear Tetra. I can hear the British child either doing one of two things: giving his team a pep talk, or being just so tilted in the most insufferable accent imaginable.
I feel like I've heard Tetra Mad before, but the problem is that he does have that accent, so it's more funny than actual
Yeah,
worrying.
Tetra has the kind of accent where you kind of think it's a joke.
Yeah. See that observation. Yeah.
Now, Rolling Zeus, since I haven't really talked about this map, Observation Blow, personally, not a huge fan. I think this is one of those maps that you can really just green it, and you have to do a little bit hardcore parkour, though. You have to jump from here to be able to take that obs. But once you do, really easy. I don't know. Hostig going for a really unorthodox plan here, going to fight their way through pit to wall charge out after, I'm assuming, grabbing power. And if they don't grab power, they're bad. So two people beach, good to see. Probably Treacle with that saber. You know, this isn't the best plan, but the fact of the matter is, it has not been accounted for at all by Gnomes here, so that's why it might work. If we
Mhm.
throw back to their GB game, 2 of the rounds they won were just because they pulled out plans that GB were not ready for. As we see, I do want to point out, Merchant's kind of letting this go to his head. He's about to do a dome run out onto that.
On to no one.
Shot, yeah.
So the
Okay.
bomb go out on that pit there, and we can see. I think Six Sided was watching it, but now I think he's looking over towards Pitway. They're getting in there. They are going to get that power, and we see them getting into that beach there. Six Sided going to take a shot. Manages to get a shot on a Shriekle, so Shriekle is definitely hurt there. Some shots ringing out through there. Tetra's taking a bit of damage. I think Merchant's going to try and do a run-in on them with that auto shotty soon, but they're kind of backing off a little bit, playing a little safe. And, oh, Tetra managed to open that door, takes out Six out there. It's going to be big. Station managed to take out Tetra there. And we see Shriekel trying to... Oh, they're collapsing on Station there in that base. He's hiding, but Dr. Candy will run through and take him out. Let's see, Shriekel's definitely playing a lot safer with that low health. And we see Boss Jr. trying to take a little bit of aggro over there in that pit. And Ephemeral manages to get in there and take out Kenshin. So they have all of Observation free. And and Defender side is just on jungle there, watching Boss Jr. And Merchant opens the
Whoa.
door and says, screw it. Takes out Boss Jr. there. So it's just, they got top, and defenders are just have that jungle, basically.
This we
Hmm.
will. I do want to point out Treacle's very low here. Flash is going out, and Sleep and Merchant do have quite a bit of their health.
Dr. Candy
Nice.
takes out Sleep there, and Merchant says screw it and takes over Dr. Candy as well. See, I think he's gonna, yeah, he's switching that Black Tar. It's probably gonna be a better idea here because he doesn't want to be the only one with a short range gun there. We see.
We do have drop sounds now, so that way Ephemeral knows he drops, he gets the kill. That's it.
Yeah, round goes the hostage.
Drop sounds have changed so much of what the game does at this point, which is really good. So,
It's a lot less stealth now with that.
well, I think it's just better,
Mhm.
because before it wasn't really a good gameplay element that any other game has, right? Like
Mhm.
most games have drop sounds of some kind. So the fact that they're in the game now, I think actually introduces a larger amount of like
A lot.
informed gameplay. Like
Yeah.
it makes things a lot more interesting there. Because I think if Merchant had dropped and swung fast, he would have gotten that kill, but he didn't. So
Yeah. He played it a little bit safe. I think he was a little worried there, especially because he was not just because if he even if he went in on Ephemeral and did have that auto shotty and took him out, he would have still probably gotten taken out by Shriekle. So
Shotty there probably didn't have any ammo though. You have to remember how much he shot to kill boss at the end.
yeah, he was
Um,
shooting to that door there, so it was probably empty. No, you're right. Yeah, so taking out the Black Tar was a good idea, but he just didn't. He wasn't in the position to use one. He was definitely in more of an auto shotty position there, and it sadly was not going to work out for him. Yeah, coming here on Factory on Odin Bear. It's an actual easy name. That makes sense. It's not locking down in servers there.
I think you just like bears. Sick if I knew anything about you. Now,
I know
anyway,
you made the wrong choice there. It's the opposite.
you are a bear?
No,
I'm confused then. Okay,
I
either
don't live
way.
in the woods.
All right, I'm not gonna explain what a bear is to you, sick. Anyway, a double charge here coming out from HAASTIG. It's the last round of this half or this quarter. Pardon me, third quarter. Now, understandable. Door charging that, wall charging out. Um, kind of boring. I kind of, honestly, I think it's a bad plan, but what I would like to see, just because I think it would work for HAASTIG, blowing this and then wall charging out close to the office. Um, I think this isn't going to work because it looks like Gnomes are setting up really heavily for a green hold here.
Mhm.
So I'm going to expect someone probably standing up on this pipe here, playing that as well as someone swinging it from here.
Yeah, they got that swing written down over from that other side of like I don't I
No,
guess
no, 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 no. Use the door charge. Don't door charge this, especially if. Okay, here's why you don't want to do what they're doing right now. So, what you're doing by blowing this is you're giving them an open sight line into you just to bang you through. Not even through the door anymore. There's no more wall bang. So you have to go through. They're gonna jump down. They're gonna see you jumping down. You should save the nade for a kill,
Mhm.
not for this. So you should be using that door charge on the door. I hope they adjust that, but that's just
Oh, they're
not.
all rotating towards green. Oh no, we see Station
Uh,
trying to take some
Yeah,
shots
but look,
there.
Tetra does have that mop. He gets the kill on Keihaku.
We see that Molly go out. I think was by accident there maybe, but they're slowly moving in there. They're getting up into that boiler room. We see basically like a full rotate out of that boiler it kind of makes sense because they're all kind of in there. We see Merchant trying to take some shots through there. I think a few connect. I'm not entirely sure. See a few more shots trying to wall bang back. I think box or 6-sided trying to get some shots in there. I think it does. No, it doesn't seem to really connect exactly. See a lot of wall or door bangs and not really much going on. We see. I think the charge is down. Yeah, they got the wall charge down. They're blowing through there, and we see Merchant trying to take some shots there. Gets a lot of damage on Tetra, which is taken down by Sleep. We see. I think Boss Junior takes some damage there.
And see, now Sleep just has an open hallway just to play that. Like, that's why...
Yeah, just takes out Boss. Now Shriekel's got to try and take that back.
Shriekel does get the kill. 3v3.
It can work out. We see Merchant trying to lock down that wall charge, and Ephemeral's going to try and, like, go the other way, but they got 2 people over there. I don't think that's going to be in his favor unless he really tries to get a good flash there, but I don't see him pulling a pin anytime soon. Oh, he throws a nade, actually, as I said that, and takes out Station.
No,
you know what?
Station.
I'll eat my words then. Oh, wow. Okay, managed to take out 6-sided there as well. Just had the better gun there, I think, or maybe just the better thing there. And Merchant gets taken out by Dr. Candy. Okay.
You know, that shouldn't have worked for them, but it did. So
I know. I'm like thinking the same thing. That's why I'm a little flustered talking about this, because I really thought it would have worked for them.
I wanna be clear here. Once again, it should not have worked for Hostig, so that doesn't mean it's gonna work for you. Because I know I'm gonna go into like a 10-man or something, and there's some person's gonna be like, "Oh, let's do this strat." No, no. We don't do that. No. It could have been kind of funky if they just. I don't get the idea of like blowing a hole and then opening up the only thing that obscures their like look at you trying to run to your entrance. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. So who knows? We'll see.
Going on another or back on this kill house, the what is it? Magnanimous?
Magnanimous.
Fuck. Magnanimous.
Magnanimous. 4
There we go.
syllables.
Sorry for
Magnanimous. Magnanimous. Orion, I thought, it's okay, but I would have expected like a higher than a 2nd grade reading level from you, my man.
That's a hard word, okay. No, I'm supposed to make fun of Surfront. I'm not supposed to get made fun of for not being able to pronounce the words on the stream.
Look, sick. You've entered another weight class here. Like, that's all.
I think so. I found someone who can bully me.
I've always been able to bully you. That's all I've done our entire friendship, unless it's on your stream. I'm pretty nice to you on your stream.
Yeah, weirdly, you like
except when I
single-handedly
call you a
fund my
femboy.
stream.
Only when I call you a femboy. Anyway, Magnanimous Orion. Looks like we're gonna get a kitchen take here from Gnomes. I like it. I prefer this brick house kitchen take, for the sole reason that is it's a lot easier to take. I feel like you run into a lot of less defensive obstacles by taking through this brick house, because this half ball here doesn't do much for them in terms of defending this entrance. However, if you're going to take through the office, this is such a stronghold. Combining that along with someone swinging and also someone peeking it right here, it's hard to flash in that corner when you're coming around this office, as well as like people are able to much more effectively play a anti-flash inside of the kitchen for that office take. So I like this. We have the nade already marked out for a barb you know is going to be there. Tetra with the auto shotty, that's going to be scary for sure, anchoring on that site. However, it looks like they're really focusing on setting up for this checkpoint take, which isn't going to happen, unfortunately. So
yeah, no, they're gonna go to that kitchen because it is
Ephemeral's
genuinely a better take.
Look at Ephemeral.
Is scary, man.
He's hanging out in that like little right footsie.
Oh, did he? I think he took a little bit of damage there from 6-sided, shooting all the way from over in kitchen, and we see Sleep running there and take him out. See Boss Jr. over there in that hall. I think Merch's gonna try and take him. Boss Jr. is trying to get those wall bangs. I don't think really any of them really connected. Boss Jr. gonna take some heat for it though, because Merch will take him out. I think Station did actually end up taking a little bit of damage, but that might be from Ephemeral there. We see the Molly go out, and Kenshin just takes out Tetra there, because why not? Can see him a little bit. Merchant's going around taking out Dr. Candy. They are gonna pinch Shriekel here, and yeah, Shriekel gets taken out by
Shriekel just a little late on that run out. Not quite timing that right. You want to if you're gonna run at someone who's flashing you, you have to time the run where it's in between the release and before the first bounce.
Yeah.
And if it's after the first bounce, you get out of there. You're not going to win that.
Mhm.
It's a fine art of running it through those flashbangs, I will say.
That was really rough. Not a single one of gnomes there died, which was, God. They got chewed up a little bit, and every one of them was trying to chew it up. So like
Now, I'm not looking at the kill feed because I don't care anymore because Merchant's playing. But how many kills did Merchant get?
I think it was like 2 or 3.
Well, we don't care about that, do we? Now, going on to the last round. Uh, Presumably the last round was a little presumptuous of me. Sorry, but we're looking at a 6-4 here. So HAASTIG definitely doing more than they did in game one. But will it be enough to be able to hold off this these defensive rounds for them? Now, Station, auto shotty on attack. That's nuts. That's crazy. Auto shotty. So I want you to frame it. So you know how scary auto shotty is as an attacker?
Mhm.
Multiply that by like 10. And
Because
you
not
get
only do you have auto shotty, you have auto shotty plus attacker health pool.
plus flashbangs. So I
Exactly.
don't know what it is, but there's something about like the auto shotty being used against defenders where it feels like the range is extended. Like it feels like you're just like there's something about it where you've like put some sort of extendo barrel on it. Um where it feels like you can't hit anything as a defender for more than 3 tiles away. But if we go over to observations here, I'm going to draw this out. It feels like if you're an attacker with an auto shotty, if you're the chair, you can effectively kill a defender from like 3 to 4 squares away, no
Yeah,
problem.
no, I do actually. I think I've done that before as attacker, and yeah, no, I think I agree with that.
Just like pop, 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 they're dead. You don't know what to do with yourself anymore. Because I'll be inside of someone with the auto shotty as a defender and not get the kill.
Mhm.
Um. Anyway, it looks like Gnome's going for the pit take again. I don't like it. I don't know what to say. Not a fan of this. First of all, though, Tetra, you know better than this. This barb doesn't work, my man. This is a bad barb. Because
Yeah, because you can
okay,
jump around it.
you don't even have to really jump around it. Like
You
just
kind of walk. Yeah.
you walk around this, particularly this. Now, my favorite thing to do on this map, actually, and this is just because I'm bad. I like standing on top of this rock and looking this way. I think it's funny, because it's an angle that no one really expects to see coming at them, right?
I
Um,
still remember, I think, like, after a game of, like, a Rats game, I think I talked to you and you were casting, and you were like, you literally told me about that barb. You, like, ripped us a new one about putting barbs there, so we
I
never
do
did it from
it
then
for
on.
2.5 seasons at this point. Stop doing it.
Molly goes out on that pit push there. They're kind of trying to rotate a little bit there. I see Tetra moving there. Dr. Candy's going to try and watch that beach there, making sure they're not getting through, and I think he might end up seeing Merchant a little bit before 6-sided gets through there, but we see the Molly's gone now. I think there's a missed Molly in that fire
Yeah,
there.
Molly is dropped into pit.
We see
Tetra gets the
Tetra.
frag. 2v4 actually. Although talking about the power duo, we have Sleep on that saber. He can make this happen.
Let's see how they go. Or Sleep? You mean? Oh, yeah. Or, yeah. See Sleep take out
Oh,
Tetra there.
wait,
That's actually going to be
6 on that
pretty.
saber. Yes,
Yeah,
Sleep
so
gets
I
the
was
kill.
like, see Sleep. Oh, he
Oh,
gets taken
Dr.
out by Dr.
Candy.
Candy. Dr. Candy's actually doing pretty good here. He took out Merchant early, and that's doing pretty well. Who's... I'm sorry, who was boss shooting at there? I mean,
Maybe it's just. I assume that is just trying to get 6 out of there to bait into a peek into ephemeral. If I had to
okay, that
guess.
makes more sense.
He
Six
picks up
out of
the
actually
kill though.
switching weapons.
Oh yeah, you don't need the saber in this. You need
This,
something
yeah, if
higher
he's going
damage.
obs, he can probably do it. Yeah.
Ooh, he's playing. Oh,
Oh, okay.
oh, boss.
Boss gets the mop on there, and yeah. It was looking pretty good, at least like once they got, Pit, when it was just basically like Sleep and Sinister, and then Sleep just ended up, I think, getting taken
You
out
know
by, what
what
was it?
didn't work out is look, Merchant was the first one to die. Merchant's the linchpin of Gnomes right now. He is so cracked out of his mind. I would not be surprised if Merchant was like unironically actually Fortnite dancing in his room, because of like all of his 4Ks and stuff. Um, that's a sight that I don't want to imagine. Because I know there was a video of Tetra a few months ago that went around of Tetra Fortnite dancing. Um,
Really?
yeah, I think I have it somewhere. I will try to find it, but it was right after he became community manager, and it was like this is the face of due process. Um, Either way, Odin Bear.
Again, yeah,
Yeah,
they're pointing out that angle again.
well, I mean that's the problem with going boiler. Like you just hold this.
Mhm.
And you can't hold it against the stairs with the saber because it's a head glitch. But more importantly, it's like that's four or five squares of just running into your wall bang shots, right?
Mhm.
Um, so lots of interesting things going on there. I actually really like the charge here on Doc, just because it's something a little different. I think it's very effective, particularly with Omnibomb, because with Omnibomb, what you have to secure here is essentially an eighth of the map, maybe even a quarter,
Yeah.
because you just defuse right here. No one's most likely going to be able to swing from this green effectively. What you do is you then hold one angle, two angle, three angle, because you anyone who can swing here should just swing the bomb here, and then you
Yeah.
kill them later. But that's the thing is, I actually really like that dock push, only because of Omni Bomb. The problem is you have to get it. That's one of the few pushes where you have to actually push it. There is no mid tempo checking the pulse. You have to go. You have to go fast. We do see the smokes coming out. I like that. Not a huge fan though, just because I think it's gonna mess up
I feel like those smokes
their
are a little too
tempo.
close, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, I think the smoke should be out here, and
Mhm.
more importantly, I think I'd want to smoke just like I want you just to lob a smoke in the office. I had to think about that for a second, but yeah, just like lob one in the office here. But as we see, they're not really set up for a really effective hold on this dock at all. They are absolutely expecting this boiler wall charge push. Now we see Ephemeral with the knack. Ephemeral's in a good position, but not too sure how that's going to end up playing out here.
So the wall
Wall
charge
charge
go
through the
out.
dock.
I think so. I think they got some
Smoke.
damage on no damage on
Oh,
boss,
they're
but boss.
flashed. Merchant push.
Oh wow, they're just pushing through. Merchant's got ephemeral. Merchant's got Tetra. He's doing that. I think Shriekel's trying to see
All
what he
right,
can
now what they
see.
do is
Dr.
they
Candy's
literally
gonna do
have to
something.
just stick the bomb. Station, stick the bomb. Don't fight.
Put some
Just stick
damage
the
on the
bomb.
boss. Take out
There you go.
boss.
Just
And
stick
now
the
they're
bomb. That's
running
all
the.
you need to do.
They're
Stop
not sticking
fighting.
it.
It's a 5v2. Stick the bomb.
Merchant takes out Shriekel, and Merchant was trying for another ace, but and Sleep takes it. And the game at this point goes to Gnomes.
Well,
Unless
Gnomes
they
wins it
decide not to defuse.
2-0.
Oh,
No,
there you
no,
go.
they're gonna defuse, but
Imagine. Just
um,
force a tie so they can get another.
7-5. HAASTIG definitely stepped it up there, but Merchant with another 4K.
Oh, I love how sad you get over Merchant's
I'm
4K.
gonna, I'm gonna go cry in bed after this. Merchant just got three 4Ks and an ace in a game, man. I actually think that might be the record for 4Ks in a DPL match.
Oh God.
Um, and if I'm not mistaken, it actually might be the first ace of this new season of DPL.
You might be right actually about that. Yeah, because I was oh God, which round was that? I can't remember. But I think you're right about that actually.
Of course, I'm right about it. I'm always right. Now, now I have been Zombie Bacon. This has been Sick Gamer. We just finished watching HAASTIG versus Gnomes. Gnomes took it 2-0. Has been a fantastic stream. Thank you so much for tuning in here at the Due Process League. Um, please come back more for us sometime. I am Zombie Bacon. I'll be here all the time. And this has been me and Sick. Any last words?
Not particularly. Just hope for you guys to watch the streams tomorrow for what are the games we have tomorrow? We've
Don't know.
got
Don't care. We'll figure it out tomorrow. Good night. Thank you.
all right.